Alright, welcome back. We are, I hope, in good shape for our next boss. This is one of the most full-fledged decks I've had. That beep was weird. I just had... sorry. There was a beep that I'm 99% sure came from the game, because I don't know how else I would have heard it, but it sounded exactly like the beep that my wireless headset makes when it's running out of battery. Except I'm not wearing that headset, so that was weird. Okay, you took in the familiar sights and scents of the trapper's pelts, but something was different. The once friendly man now beheld you with a steely gaze. God, the soundtrack goes hard. I'm afraid I must be skinning you today. Okay. Strange frogs. I think we only ran into this guy one time before, and it was in that other run that got close to the end, right? So, when a card bearing the sigil perishes, the creature opposing it perishes as well. A pelt is created in your hand. This would be one time it would be really nice to have squirrels with stats. With an attack stat, because being able to trigger the trap with squirrels would be very advantageous. If I remember correctly, each one of these, when defeated, is going to leave behind a trap for me. Which means I'm going to be really hopeful that I draw one of the cards that produces clones or, you know, whatever out of it. So I can sacrifice things. So I need to play the squirrel regardless. And then I need to... I'll have 2 bones. I could play any of these. I could stall out something with the stink bug. Because these things only have 1 attack. This would also be... Well, no, I was going to say it could be an advantageous case to have a shifting card, but that's not true because it's on my attack, not on theirs, that it triggers. So, having a card that moves after attacking would not save the card from death. Okay. I wish I could see the text that they gave me when I first saw these cards again, because I think this was the one where they were just like, are you sure you can do it? If I put this in front of the leaping trap, it's a stalled case again, because it can't die, but it won't attack. I can now sacrifice it infinitely for other things. However, both of these things pull bones. Do I just want to let this round go, though? Both of these have 2 health, which is not a lot. It's bad enough they have to face against other 1/2s, but if those 1/2s also drop leaping traps, then the stink bug will negate something. I'm hoping I'm not being too hasty with that. If I put this on the board, it will do 1 damage to something. I don't want to put it in this lane because this thing will defeat it before the strange frog will. It's weird because a lot of this game in general is about tempo more than it is about, or well, not more than it is about other things, but tempo is very important because I don't have a Q lane and they do. So if I drop this card here, it will die in 2 turns. If I drop this card here, it will defeat this card in 2 turns because it's only going to deal 1 back to me. But again, I'm pretty sure these drop traps, and this is a valuable card. I'm just going to take the damage and hope that... No, I can't just eat that damage for turn over turn. Okay. The squirrels can at least be used just as blockers as long as I have these other cards out. So, I'm going to... Oh, no, this is bones anyway. Do I want to wait another turn? No, because I'm still gonna be... I'm not making any progress this turn. I'm not rebalancing the scales in my favor. I need to start doing damage, even if it means losing cards. Yeah, there's the leaping traps. Okay. And I have no other items. That's my most major deficit right now. Okay. I still don't know if this gives me 3. Let's find out. I guess it doesn't tell me, does it? It doesn't tell me how many I have because it doesn't pool them, like I've talked about before. It just tells me whether the requirement is satisfied. So... I am in trouble. This card dies next turn. And it would die again anyway if... Because the adder... I can't stall with squirrels. This might be a run ender. Well... Okay, it does give me 3. Good to know. Let's make it fight the bullfrog because it's got good stats. We'll drop the wolf pelt here. Oh. Yeah, I have to, because if I don't, I lose. I only have 2 points to go. I just have to keep the board full. Okay, thankfully there is nothing in the pack rat's lane. I am going to be okay for the moment. So I now want to fill my hand with as much as I can. Okay, card bearing the sigil is struck. Okay, so not when it's played. I don't know if this is the same as the Warren, but so having this with a lot of health is advantageous. And this was damages. Okay, so not when it is struck, it's when it causes damage. So does this actually do to kill the wolf pelt? Because it's an inanimate object, right? Let's find out. It does kill it outright. Okay. So, even though it doesn't really make sense, it poisons the pelt and kills it. Okay. We need to keep swinging for the fences. Is there any way for me to deal 1 additional damage this turn? I don't think so. My pack rat will do 4. Oh, and then it's gonna fucking lose to the adder. I'm so mad about that. Alright. I still need to keep this full. I wish I had not drawn the wolf because I'd like to save it. But I need the kill. So... Oh! Wait, when sacrificed it flies? I could have sworn I hit this with a sacrifice before. Wow, that just saved my bacon. I wish I had not played this now, but I guess that's the only way I would have been able... Well, I guess I could have triggered it with the hive. Alright. Learn something about the cards every round. Alright, I think this is the winning round then. I hope I'm not wrong. Oh, it still kills it though. Wait, oh, because it blocks in the air. Shit. I was wrong. Oh, fuck me. Alright. Alright. We still gotta be careful then. I need something to do damage. Another pack. Sacrifice 2 different creatures? Oh, you just... Okay. That's not what that actually means. It means I need blood. Right? I don't think I realized before that this icon would make sense as a you cannot sacrifice this icon, but nowhere did they explain that as far as I'm aware. But it would make sense because I was just thinking about that. I mean, I'm losing it. I'm losing these cards this turn anyway, regardless. If I either win or I lose. So, sacrifice this for the black goat. Sacrifice the black goat for the pack rat. Put the pack rat in a lane where it can do damage, and I win. Alright. Whew. That was rough. Ah, it is the end of my turn. Let's trade. I hope you brought pelts. Well, unfortunately I traded them all to you, because these creatures are prepared to rip your throat out. Trade for what you can, but know this, the rest will stay and fight for me. I forgot about this mechanic. I wish I had remembered it because it would have been very helpful. Well, I've got 2 pelts. Oops. So this is interesting as well because this gets into the question of the balance of which kind of pelts, because I don't think this is going to specify which pelts are valid, right? Wait, does this only count the pelts in my hand? So if I had pelts in my inventory from previous, would that not apply? I'm guessing not, because I have no way to access that. Not that there are any in there anyway, but I have no way of getting to them. So I'm assuming... Interesting. So the actual kind of... It seems like the best tactic for this fight is build something in your deck that you can sacrifice over and over to build up a significant amount of pelts to make the second stage easier. Alright, so what can I afford? I mean, all of these cards are nasty. Most of my blood sacrifices are dead. I think I have to take the turkey vulture and the coyote. I think the chances of me being able to play anything with 2 or 3 blood drops at this point is extremely slim. We're gonna see if this works. Alright, so... Oh, they are just laid out as is. Okay. So... I can... stall... I can stall the river snapper with the coyote. But it will eventually do enough damage to the river snapper to trigger the moose buck to come in. If I can clear this lane, I'm a much happier camper. When an empty space will be struck, a card bearing the sigil will move to that space to receive the strike instead. So I actually don't want to put something in this lane. I want to leave it to jump in front of the pack rat. Because then it'll fight the... It'll stall the grizzly out for a turn. Okay, alright, we've got something here. So, I still think I need to swing for the fences. I don't think I can spend any time on squirrels. The amoeba, and it's a flyer. Yes, this is exactly what I need. Okay, this is a great card for me to have right now. Alright. As far as I understand it, the stinky effect should still negate the river snapper. It does. Okay. That's great, because it means it's not going to hit me. So now... what do I put in front of the raven? I'd like to stall it, if at all possible, to keep these other things off the line. Do the cards in the enemy's hand actually mean something? I don't know if there are more cards for them to play or not. If there are, then I'm actually in trouble. I mean, I'm in trouble regardless. This is a great card because it's got a decent amount of health, it's sacrificable, and it flies. This is weird to have a push, but I don't want to. Yeah, we'll play the beehive and the sacrifice or the amoeba together, because then I can get the beehive for free. So I think this is gonna go okay. I really hope. Okay. I think that's about as good as it could have gone. I'm not clear what happened here, though. Oh, a card bearing this sigil. So a different card. Where was this? Where did this card come from? This wasn't on the board, right? There was no Raven or... I'm so confused where this card came from. The shark was here. Oh, fuck. The Raven was here. That's what happened. This didn't die, it moved. And because it's to the left of the board, it took priority over this. Fuck. See, in a real, you know, versus card game, this would be a huge flaw in the rules. But because this is inherently uneven and it's a single player game, it's just a quirk you have to deal with. It still took the damage. We still delayed the grizzly. I took a lot of damage from that shark, and I'm going to take it again. Ugh. Okay. I think we actually do draw a squirrel here, because then I sacrifice it for the beehive to stall damage an extra round. The turkey vulture is going to go over this thing's head. The pack rat will beat the raven. Wait, no, the pack rat... Yeah, the pack rat will beat the raven. Okay, so the one extra damage will carry to the grizzly. Does the porcupine effect carry back to the pack rat even though it's not front line? Again, these are things that in a real game would have clear answers, but this is just the nature of the beast we're dealing with. I want damage on the board. The amoeba would do that for me, but I believe... I can't see the shark now. I believe the shark's stats would kill the amoeba in the very next turn. So I don't want to put that down. Let's put a squirrel here. Let's... That was weird. Why did it have a rendering problem? I need every advantage I can get. As much as I hate that. Just in case. Just in case. I just don't want to lose by one. So, let's sacrifice the squirrel for the beehive, which should negate all damage from this turn. I should get up by 3, right? This doesn't have flying. This will die. The grizzly will not kill the pack rat, so we'll negate one turn's damage from that. This is specifically, it says struck, which is not good language again. But I think that means we could sacrifice it to pull the card, but yep, okay. The damage does carry back to the grizzly. Okay, we got our B. Okay. The balance of cards. I talked about this a little. The controls are a little funky because on you can use just the mouse and you can scroll up and down, but there are like all of these inputs are just on the scroll wheel on the mouse. But there is no way to look at this without pressing A on the keyboard. It's kind of a weird input thing. Alright, I need to do 4 damage. I don't think I can manage that this turn, and I need to not take 6. If I take 6, I lose. I have a decent amount of bones. I have very little fodder for blood. I am really hoping that it wasn't going to be that. We also have the problem of the moose buck coming in, which almost makes me want to kill the coyote so that it doesn't kill the snapper, but then I'm taking even more damage. The bee is free. I don't want to put it here because the grizzly will kill it with the porcupine effect. If I put it here, it will die next turn. It's going to die next turn regardless. So where do I get the most utility out of it? At least here. Either of these places, it will negate a turn of damage from that enemy. If I play the amoeba, it will let me play the stoat. And then I can have a full board. But how do I not have the amoeba just be another immediate death? If I put it in front of here, it won't die. If I put it here, it will. And if I put it here, it will. So the amoeba has to go here. And then I can play the stoat. The stoat is just not a useful card because I haven't built it up. And the bee is expected to be thrown away. The bee will die in this slot, so it has to go here. So we grab our free play here. Process of elimination, this has to be how this... Can I eke out a win here? This basically what I draw here is going to make or break me. If I can get a flyer on the board, it's not a flyer, but I think I win with the amoeba. Holy shit. So those cards in their hand really aren't a thing. Oh, holy shit. All right. Perhaps one of these will entice you. Each empty adjacent space. I'm very curious what that is, but I think I want to take this to empower the amoeba further, though, if I can. The mystery of the trapper and the trader occupied your thoughts as you wandered onwards. A light in the distance caught your eye. Let me think. Well, we're back at the cabin. I guess we'll see how this goes.